Hi, I'm Caprice, and me and my group members, Cameron and Dan, did Thomas Hardy. And so I chose Neutral Tones, which is a poem about the death of a couple's love and the reaction of the speaker of the poem to the fact that their relationship ended. So the whole entire poem just has a negative diction. It's very melancholy. From the very first stanza to the last, it has a lot of negative connotations. So I'm going to start from the beginning and go down. So the first stanza is, "We stood by a pond that winter day, and the sun was white, as though chidden of God, and a few leaves lay on the starving sod. They had fallen from an ash and were gray." So right away, you see the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is very toned down. It's very neutral. The white sun, the gray dead leaves, and what really sticks out to me is the white sun that was chidden of God. Chidden is just an old word for like rebuked or cursed. So the sun was rebuked by God, which made it white. And you know, white is usually a very pure and angelic color, but in this poem it is seen as a very negative thing. You know, it is cursed. It is cursed by God, who, as a lot of people know, in poetry and in writing in general, God is usually the one who gives blessings, but now he is cursing the sun and everything up under the sun. And the leaves are gray and ashen. They fell from an ash tree, which is ashes, the product of a fire that is burned out, and when that fire goes out, it is ash and it has no value to it. So those leaves fell from an ash tree and they're dead, and they're never going to be alive again. They're never going to have life again. They're never going to be pretty and green again. They're just dead. So the second stanza is, "Your eyes were on me as eyes that rove over tedious riddles of years ago, and some words played between us to and fro, on which lost the more by our love." So the lover's eyes are roving over the speaker's. You know, she's very bored. She's very not really interested in him. She's just kind of looking around like you would look at a tedious, time-consuming, boring riddle of a long time ago that was probably popular at one time and then slowly lost popularity, slowly lost interest. And so she's just looking at him up and down just like a tedious riddle. She's just not interested anymore. And so they begin arguing, and some words played between us to and fro, on which lost the more by our love. So they're arguing over which one of them lost the more because of this breakup, this loss of love. Who suffered more in this relationship? And you know, that's something that should never be talked about in any relationship, any healthy relationship. But it's what's happening here. It's dead, like the leaves from the first paragraph. And the third stanza is, "The smile on your mouth was the deadest thing, alive enough to have the strength to die, and a grin of bitterness swept thereby like an ominous bird a wing." So the lover has enough love or feeling in her heart to give the speaker one last mile, but then it runs out. Then it's gone. It was alive enough just to have the strength to die. It had never died before, but it was dead now. And this is the moment that their love dies for good. When you die, you never come back. And just like this couple's love, it's never going to come back. And a grin of bitterness swept thereby, like an ominous bird of wing. So an ominous bird of wing could be talking about the lover and how the speaker is upset because, like a bird, you know, birds fly away, and the speaker obviously is still probably holding on to some feelings for her, but you know, like an ominous bird, she's just going to fly away and leave him with an ominous, bitter feeling. And so the fourth stanza is, since then, keen lessons that love deceives and rings with wrong have shaped to me your face and a God-cursed sun in a tree and a pond edged with grayish leaves. So what he takes away from this whole entire experience is that love is deceitful, love is wrong, love is not what life is supposed to be about. Because of this relationship that died, his viewpoint on love has changed profoundly. I'm not going to say it changed forever because we don't know that. But as of the fourth stanza, which is the only stanza that takes place in the present time, at this point in time, he despises love. He despises love. His lover is still in his mind, and he just doesn't think that it's worth it anymore. And he keeps remembering her face and the God-cursed sun, the white sun that cursed everything up under it, and a lonely tree, and a pond edged with grayish leaves. That pond, the water in ponds do not move, they're very stagnant, which can be a symbol of the relationship. It was just a stagnant relationship. Edged with grayish leaves, edged with dead leaves. So, all in all, the diction throughout this poem is very melancholy. It is not a love poem at all. It is, I would say, it's a sad poem, but maybe one day this lover will find another relationship that hopefully doesn't look over him like a tedious riddle from years ago, but we'll never know. The winter day is reminiscent of the cold and chilly feelings that the characters had for each other, the lover and the speaker. A few leaves laid on a starving sod. Obviously one of them wanted some attention, perhaps, as noted by the starving sod, you know, starving for something. But like I said, the leaves are dead. Their relationship is dead, and there's nothing that can come from that. And so it's just a sad poem throughout. And yeah, that's it.